Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
How's it going? So good to see everyone.
Hey,
Jaren, good to see you
See you,
again.
man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Maitreyi, I do have to ask you, because after 4 seasons of Never Have I Ever, throughout all of the character growth and development and through all the kind of learning experiences as actors that you all had, because I can't even imagine how many learning experiences there were, I do have to ask, with all that said, what were the last couple of days on set like specifically? What can you tell me about that?
Well, I actually, with the art department, I asked them to help me create like a calendar, like a month-long calendar, so I could, and it was like super big, and I would stick it to the side of my trailer, and we made it like a countdown. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was cute.
but I told you what was gonna happen, and it did happen.
What?
We were getting towards she had like a big thing on like the final day, and I was like, we're gonna get extended, right? And she was like, no, we don't.
We got extended,
got
so then like
extended.
the calendar didn't make sense, so I had to kind of like draw extra boxes and like whatever, man.
It's the effort that matters.
Yeah, it was about the vibes and the spirit.
counts.
Anyways, the last 30 days, I was super like amped and like I just wanted to like spread joy. I was decorating my trailer on the outside and just like lots of just fun things. But then the day itself of like the last day, time felt super just slow. And not like in a bad way, but in a way where like I was just so hyper aware of everything going on around me, because I was truly like soaking in all of the energy and just the gratitude of not just myself, but my co-stars and my crew members, everyone who has worked so tirelessly on what makes the show what it is. And it was quite nice. I can't complain. It was a lovely little celebration at lunch. And yeah, it was beautiful.
And Darren, I do have to ask, because what really interests me is initial reactions when you get scripts. And it depends on the project. Sometimes you get them all, sometimes you get them in waves, you know what I mean? Lots happening with Paxton this season. We're not going to kind of go into it, but I just want to know what is that like, kind of seeing the scripts for the first time for season 4, the final season?
It's always the first time for us the whole season, because we only get like maybe 1 to 2 at a time, and our last table read for episode 10 was within weeks, probably of less than weeks, within finishing and starting, episode 10. Yeah. So it's always kind of like an on your feet moment, and then things can change. So
Day of they can change. Yeah.
But I like being on my toes, and there were certain ways I kind of saw it, how it was gonna go. But there are some surprises, which I'm excited for people to see, and I think it's a very natural, organic, appropriate fade out for each character.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Jaren, when we spoke last year, we both agreed that every season of this show is a big season for Ben. Like every season, basically. And spoiler alert, it's a big season for Ben. So, I mean, can you even prepare yourself like season after season, knowing that everything always gets topped? Like, I'm just curious about that. Or like, did you go in surprised with what happened this season?
No, dude. I mean, I think the biggest thing is like we have some of the best writers in the entire world. And I think that like when we talked last, we talked a lot about the writing and how it just keeps getting better and better and better, which is so difficult for a show. And especially like a YA show. I think like our writers just kept on developing these characters, and they grew up with the series. And I think that you can see that in the writing in all of the characters, not just in Ben's growth and his journey, but in all of them. And I think like no matter who you love, this last season is something that is so special to each character, and you'll see their journeys and their highs and their lows and how they fight through their specific adversity. But there's something in this last season where you just are gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, oh my God, yes. And that's the biggest thing, and that's a testament to our amazing writers and the crew and everybody that works so hard, the cast as well, to create this awesome show. And I think our 4th season is the best season. I say that every year, but I mean, it
is true.
What can I say? Like, it just keeps getting better. Yeah. That's what it is.
You all dealt with it for 3 seasons very quickly, but the Netflix effect will never not get crazy, right? That so many countries around the world are instantly going to be able to see what you worked on. Like, it's never not going to get crazy, right, Maitreyi?
No, I don't think like I would ever be able to comprehend how many people watch our show. Like, just like whenever we do fan events, it's wild to see physically that many fans. Yeah. But then when it dawns on you that this isn't all of the fans, like there's so many more, all over the world in places we have never set foot.
Mm-hmm.
In places with people who don't even speak the same language as us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like that is truly outstanding and just phenomenal.
Absolutely. Thank you all for your time. It was super great chatting with you all.
Good to see you again, Petey.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.